Hi, my name is Navin Mittal. I'm the founder of Gateway Brewing Company. We are located in Mumbai, India, and this is the company I started with a couple of friends in 2014. And I've always been a beer enthusiast. I started brewing beer at home in 2006, and after having done that for about 4 or 5 years, I realized that there's a potential, to make these beers and distribute them across, Mumbai and eventually India as well. So here we are, making beer and having a great time. We started, working towards setting up a brewery in 2011, and eventually in 2014, January, we did our first production and started distribution with 4 bars and restaurants in Mumbai. The reason, it's all about, it's been about passion for, beer that got me into this. I started home brewing in 2006 and, learned a lot about different styles of beers, how beers are made, and how they're different across the world. And then in 2010, I went to BrewLab UK and did a short course over there. Now, having learned how to make the beers, I came back to Mumbai, India, and a couple of people got in touch with me. They were very excited about, craft beers. It was a very new thing at that point in time. And we got together and we said, why don't we make this a business? It seems like, there's a shortage of good beer and we should be able to produce various styles and, distribute them in Mumbai. The challenge was, getting all the licenses and all the paperwork done, to get things off the ground. But, we did pursue it and it took us a good year and a half to get the licensing sorted. And then we started in 2014. The name we call Gateway Brewing Company because, in South Mumbai, where I am from, we have a landmark which is the Gateway of India. And we felt that it was a very apt name because we wanted to be the gateway to, international styles of beers made, locally after having been inspired by the tastes and flavors and the history. So, that's where the name came from. Initially, we did not want to be very large, so we have a 6 hectoliter brew house with, 6 hectoliter fermenters, and we have about two or three 12 hectoliter fermenters as well. We started this facility all by ourselves, bootstrapped it, made some of the equipment, and also went to China to get the fermenters and the brewers. And it has worked so far.
Do you specialize in any particular styles, or do you cover the whole gamut of ranges? And what brings them about? Is it purely brewing stuff that you want to drink yourself, or are you determined very much by the market?
We started with, 3 styles of beers. Initially, it was the German style Hefeweizen, a German style Dunkelweizen, and an IPA. The reason for starting, with the Hefeweizen was that I personally loved that style of wheat beer, and thought that it was easy drinking, very approachable, and it was not something that will put off the regular commercial beer drinkers. So Hefeweizen it was, and the darker version of Hefeweizen, using a darker malt, was also, quite palatable. So we ran with that. And thirdly, we had an IPA. So at that point in time, we had fallen in love with, various hops, and Cascade was one of them, which was being used very widely in the US. So we said, why not make a beer with that? So we ran with, the Hefeweizen, which is called Weizen, which is very, very popular. Then we have Doppelganger, which is a Dunkelweizen, the IPA, which is IPA. And initially, obviously, the choices were based on what we thought would work. And over the years, also, we've always brewed the beers which we liked. And the market has been young; it has been growing over the last 10 years. We've realized that people prefer wheat beers and lagers, and there's a certain following for IPA. So we always have a mix of beer styles, where the beers are approachable, and also for somebody who loves craft beers, there is something unique and different, which is being brewed on a regular basis. So we pretty much brewed many styles of beers. What we haven't touched upon, our barrel aged sour beers, which are made with either Britannomyces or some other, funk thrown in there. But, not sure when we'll get around to doing that, but I'd love to play around with those styles of beers.
Okay, so starting a brewery, as I've talked to these people, it's not for the faint-hearted. It's a lot of hard work. So, what challenges did you have at the start? What parts were easy as well, I suppose. But just basically, what happened at the start to get you to the stage where you are now?
It's like we always felt that if you want to ruin somebody's life, teach them how to make beer, and that's kind of played out for us. But obviously, I'm being quite negative. It's been difficult to get this set up in Mumbai or even in any other state in India. Requires a lot of groundwork because the government controls every aspect of be it beer, be it any other kind of alcohol, as it's a big revenue, churner for the state. So everything takes a long time. Approvals take forever, and it's a trying experience. The biggest challenge for us was there was no policy when we wanted to start. It's we had to actually work with the excise department to draft the policy that would allow us to produce the beers and distribute. So it took us a good 2.5 years, and a lot of people told us you're crazy to be doing this, but we kind of stuck to it. We always felt that we were on a roller coaster. Sometimes you were extremely euphoric and happy, and sometimes or many a times you were just highly demotivated because things would not move and papers would not kind of get signed. So it's been trying and testing, and it has been 10 years, and the frustration has just been building up because the state wouldn't let us export out of Maharashtra. We aren't allowed to bottle our beer, so everything is a huge challenge. And the only thing that keeps us going is one, the love for beer. The second, obviously, we have made the investment and the commitment, so we continue on.
What do you think the future holds for the brewery?
Well, we nearly, thought about shutting down during the pandemic. The good thing was our brand is known, and we had certain, surplus funds that kept us going. And now things are looking better. We've opened another tap room. Uh, I think, going forward, it'll be more tap room focused. Our own, places where we can control every aspect of, the service and then connect with the consumer. Distribution, we tried it. We were the first to do so in Mumbai, and we were at about 100 plus bars. But we've realized that distribution is a very difficult game. The margins are very, wafer thin. There is a lot of competition, and the growth that one would expect in consumption of craft beer hasn't really panned out. So for us, at least in the next year and a half, it's looking like the growler shop, maybe another tap room, and perhaps if bottling or some other variant in the policy allows us to, make it available in retail, we'll probably try that as well.
Okay, so for the big question, where can people actually get hold of the beers? Are they easily available? And if so, where do people have to go?
So before the pandemic, our beers were available in about 100 plus restaurants and bars across Mumbai and Pune. This is very local to the state of Maharashtra, and Mumbai being one of the large cities over here. The problem is, or the irony is, we aren't allowed to export our beers. We are a microbrewery, and the state wants us to produce and sell only in our state. So initially, like I said, they were available in 100 plus restaurants. Through the lockdown, that's come down drastically, and we are at about 6 to 8 bars and restaurants, across Mumbai. We've stopped distributing in Pune, but I think things will change from here on because the market is open and people are going out. We have our own restaurants in Mumbai. So one is at Bandrakola complex, which is a very popular office going area. We have one which is in South Bombay, which is at Kalagora. So both these restaurants, which belong to us, serve about 8 or 10 different types of beers made by us. We also have a growler shop, which is very close to our South Mumbai restaurant, where people can buy 1 liter bottles and 5 liter kegs. So at present, these are the options, about 6 to 8 bars across Mumbai, two of our own tap rooms, and our growler shop in Kolaba, Mumbai.
So, finally, how can people find you? Do you have a website, an email, social media?
You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram or on our website www.gatewaybrewery.com. You can also look at Gateway Tap Rooms, and we are all connected through that. If you look for, Woodside Inn, or if you look for other bars in Mumbai, you will come across Gateway Brewery. So we should be fairly easy to find out, or you can search for the Gateway Beer Shop as well, and then we should show up.
All those contact details are, of course, available in the show notes. If you're a brewery and you'd like to feature, then please just go to brewerfest.com and follow the links there. We'd love to hear from you. Also, of course, this is on a podcast across your favorite podcast channel. We're also on YouTube. So I'd appreciate any kind of basically any subscriptions, any likes, reviews, anything that would help just kind of get the word out. And hopefully we're going to bring you a lot more brewery profiles and a lot of brewer chats. Talk to you soon.